So the other day I walked into work and I looked on our shelf here, which is usually the shelf that a lot of our companies we work with send stuff out to. And I looked over here and I saw this guy right here, the Wooting 60HE V2. Now, if you guys don't know, I'm a big Wooting fan. I have been using the Wooting 60HE V1 for almost a year now, I think. It's been quite a while. And I saw this on the shelf, this Wooting 60HE V2. You can see it is sealed up and ready to go. And they sent it out to us just for us to take a look at it. We can make a video on it if we wanted to. So I thought I would do just that for our Toasty DIY channel. We did already unbox the Wooting 80HE 10s edition, which is a really cool keyboard. This might be one that I'm considering upgrading to, and because I do miss the TKL life sometimes. So here it is. I won't make a video on this. I think we have a typing test coming here soon from Zach on it. But it looks really cool, and that's a totally different video that we can do if you guys want to have a closer look at this keyboard. But today we are gonna be focusing on the 60HE V2, and I even brought mine in from home so I can show you guys the differences and my first impressions on how this keyboard feels and sounds compared to the original. Now, if you guys are not familiar with the Wooting 60HE, this keyboard absolutely transformed the keyboard space, honestly, with this new technology of Hall effect switches. And if you don't know what Hall effect switches are, long story short, it is basically just a new technology for how switches actuate whenever you press them down. Normally with a mechanical switch, as you press it down, there is a point where it activates and it's either on or off. With Hall effect, you have a lot more control, a lot more software, and you can fine tune the actuation point of each switch, which makes it almost instantaneous the second you press the actual switch down. So definitely a really cool technology, and as someone who's mildly competitive, at least wants to be competitive but really isn't, this has been a keyboard that I've really enjoyed using. Downside though is with how popular the space has gotten, it has become very, very competitive. Wooting still holds true to be, in my opinion, the best in terms of their software for their Hall effect and all the customization inside of it. They're usually up to date really fast, and they even have beta versions that come out pretty frequently for new technology on these keyboards. Is it worth the high price tag for a plastic housing keyboard, or should you maybe consider some alternative options? Well, we're gonna open this one and find out what the differences are and if it's worth the money invested to it. Now, we'll be getting into the tech specs later on the actual software and hardware differences that are inside this keyboard and the module that make it different. But first off, we're just gonna be testing the actual embossing experience. I wanna see what they have visually changed since the first one, which was released about 3 years ago. And then we'll kind of look into the actual specs and see if anything that we can't see has changed, which I'm sure there has, because it's Wooting, but unboxing experience is really solid, of course. They are usually pretty good with it. Nice cardboard around the actual keyboard, dust cover. The strap on the black version of this keyboard is usually black housing on the outside, and then of course the same yellow text. So we'll of course install that. We kind of have to do that for the fact that it's a Wooting keyboard. Picking the keyboard up, I can tell that it is heavier than the one I currently have. Let's take a look here at the accessories. Oh, and you gotta love the attention to detail there. Look at that little heart. So nice. Awaken your thumb's potential. Very cool. Taking a look inside of this bag here, we have a couple of accessories that they give you with the keyboard. And one thing I like about Wooting is the fact that they usually give you everything to be able to just disassemble the entire keyboard. So you can take and case swap or whatever you want to do down the road, they give you the option to do so. So they give you all kinds of extra accessories for the keyboard itself, extra screws, and then they also give you a little baggie of other switches. And these should be a few of the, if I'm correct, these are the electric switches that are in this keyboard. I believe they did update these as well. So there is a bit of a difference between the first one and the second. I'm running different switches in my Wooting that I have right now, but these are the updated ones. And they give you a keycap switch puller, an extra one, and I will say I love the cable that they give you on their keyboards. I still use a coiled one at home, so I'm not using the one that Wooting gave me out of the box, but if you are to use it, it looks really, really cool. Well, no wonder it felt heavier whenever I took it out of the box. This is the aluminum version, and it looks really, really clean. It's got a nice brushed aluminum housing on the outside, and the weight is noticeably different. Acoustics sound different as well. And then off rip, the stabilizers feel really good too. Apparently this is something they also did, so they basically split the space bar, so there's obviously less these stabilizers have to do to keep this nice and even whenever you press it down on the space bar, and usually when you're gaming, you're only pressing the left side of it anyways. Wow, this thing looks nice. It feels really good too. You get the yellow non-slip pads, and then pretty much the exact same as they were on the V1. And look at that, Wooting 60HE V2. This is really clean. I did not know we were going to be getting the aluminum version. This thing is really sick. So, and again, I wanted to mention this is not sponsored in any way. They did send us out to us to take a look at. If we wanted to make a video on it, we could. But Yeah, not sponsored, but obviously I own a keyboard from them and I use it every single day. The texture on the keycaps, really solid. I do like that. Before I get into yapping about these keyboards and the differences that I'm feeling between the two, I'm gonna give you guys a quick typing test on the V2. I'll throw in a V1 clip as well with my stock Lecker switches whenever I took the typing test for that, which was a long time ago. So you guys can hear the differences. So with the unboxing out of the way, you can kind of tell that I am quite as confused as you guys are with me going in blind, honestly. I only know some key specs about it. I did not know that we were going to give the aluminum version, and I actually learned that when you are shopping on Wooting's website, the default option now is the aluminum version, and you can downgrade from $239 to $179 for the ABS plastic housing option. So you are getting this version out of the gate. For the 3-key spacebar, you can option that as well if you want a traditional spacebar. And then you can choose between the black housing with black keycaps versus this what we have here, the silver with white keycap option. I wanted to go over some of the key specs for you guys in case you guys were wondering. Polling rate wise, the 60HE V1 has a 1000 hertz polling rate, whereas the V2 has an 8000 hertz. Latency wise, you're about 0.125 milliseconds on the V2, and the V1 is about 1 millisecond response time. Your V1 Wooting has regular Lecker switches or Lecker L60 V2s, and the V2 comes with Lecker Ticken Hall effect switches, so a bit of a different version of the Lecker switches. And in my opinion, I do like these new versions way more than the originals. I didn't like the originals too much, so I actually ended up swapping mine out for Gion Raw L50s, I think, if I'm correct. So I swapped those out, but the new Lecker switches are, in my opinion, good enough to where I wouldn't even really want to change them. They're really solid, honestly, out of the box. And basically the main takeaways for all of the specs, honestly, is the V2 focuses more on the build quality and just the overall sound and feel of the keyboard, whereas the V1 was definitely a lot more focused on the software and the performance benefit from it. They didn't give you much of benefits in terms of how it felt. That's why a lot of people were modding these original keyboards, whereas with this one, these are honestly ready to go out of the gate. They give you an FR4 plate, so it's a bit of a softer feel when you type. Better stabilizers, less rattle, that's definitely for sure, because if you can hear, the stabilizers on the V1 aren't great. The V2 definitely makes that a lot better. You can just hear it off there. Wooting claims that this V2 also comes with a factory tape mod as well as some extra dampening inside the keyboard itself, so it is a much more refined and just well put together keyboard compared to the V1. I did a bit more of research and it looks like the V1 from Wooting's website runs around $157 right now, and then the V2, like I said, for about almost $80 more. You get obviously the aluminum case, you get a ton more dampening, a bunch of plates and silicone, all that good stuff that's baked inside of this keyboard to make it sound a lot nicer. And you also get a little more customization options as well with a bit more colorways, options for strapless, 1 strap, 2 straps. Kind of crazy in my opinion, but there's a lot of options you can kind of choose. You can even choose down to what kind of dampening plate you want underneath if you want no plate at all. So there's a lot of options and customization that you get with this keyboard. If you're building your own keyboard, it's definitely a nice experience. I would go with the aluminum, and I would probably opt for the standard spacebar because just typing in general, it is a bit of a learning curve to get used to these 3 switches here. But aside from that, this is still a really nice keyboard. Will I switch from my V1? I think the performance difference isn't going to be noticeable to realistically anyone out there, but in terms of the typing feel, if you do care about that kind of stuff, this is definitely a huge step up. But I want to hear from you guys in the comments down below. What do you guys think of the V2 versus the V1? Do you think it was a good enough of an upgrade for the V1 to the V2? I personally think so. I definitely think it is a nice upgrade to what they were using before. Let me know down below what you guys think, and as always, we'll see you guys next time. If you guys want to see a video on that 80HE 10s edition, let me know down below.